Hello and welcome to Mastermind. Our mission is to build $1 million businesses so that we can have financial freedom, time for our families, and make an impact in our communities. Let's kick it off with some big wins. Josh, would you lead the way, please?
Big wins. I shared it with the group through the messages, but had a really big week in sales last week, one of my biggest ever. And that was nice. And I think I had brought it up a couple weeks ago where it seemed like my booking out until the end of March was starting to come to a close, and the Lord was faithful and was now I'm booked till most of April. So it's nice how that works. But
Amen. That is awesome.
yeah, big win.
Yeah, right on. Thank you for sharing, Josh. That's great. Love that. Alex?
Yes, thank you. My big win of the week is to say no to
Just say
a
no.
couple of yes, to say no to a couple of things. One of them I share on the group. I was this candidate that I had and I interview. So
Mm,
I guess I need to practice a lot more on the how to handle the interviews. But
mhm,
yeah, I follow the steps on the DYB,
mhm,
and after your confirmation on the advice, I made the decision to send them a polite email explaining why the reasons why we couldn't hire him. And the second opportunity that I had to say no, it was a long time a friend, sometimes customer, and he just called me that asking for me to paint 2 units. He has a rental units, but he wanted like the following day. And my team is
mm,
working in one project, so many times because the relationship, because the money, you will say yes to a chaotic scenario. But
mm,
I hold on to myself and say, no, I cannot do it. I can
mm,
probably need more time to manage some
mhm.
scheduling for next week. And he says, no, I need it tomorrow. And I'm like, sorry, but I cannot help this time. So
Yeah.
it feels odd to say no the first times, but I started liking it and I feel more confident to say no, honestly.
Yes, sir. Way to go. Way to go, Alex. That is awesome.
It's so good to be on here with y'all. Yeah, so somewhat piggybacking off of Alex, I said yes to a big out of town project, but I probably should have said no. But the big win for me is just really learning the DNA of my team. This was a 4 to 6 week committed job out of town. Within 2 weeks, my guys were like done. They were just like spent, ready to go home. One wife came in the middle of the night, drove 5 hours down, picked him up in the middle of the night, had no idea he had left. So it was
Ooh,
wild. It was wild. It was wild.
yeah, that's a big deal.
But the Lord, in his infinite grace and mercy, I called in a favor to a sub that I've been using for a few years. And he said, no problem. I'll
Mhm,
bring you. And they came down and they was able to pick up the slack and even plus some.
mm,
So I'm just so grateful for relationships and just always honoring people and treating people well. So when times
mm,
like this, you hate to call in favors, but when you do ask for them, they're happy to help because you've always been serving them and you've always meant a lot to their business and they meant a lot to your business. You keep that relationship and you honor them and you pay them on time. You just treat them well. And so I really feel like the Lord saw all that and I was able to get some help. So we're about 95% substantially completed and we're still got a nice profit margin working and I've been getting my draws every week. And so I'm ahead of the game now. I'm above water
yeah.
now. And that's huge win because I went into this not really having any experience with this type of this is my biggest project ever, the furthest away ever. I'm like, what am I?
Yeah.
And I just felt the unction from the Lord. You just gotta have to trust me and go through this journey. And now I've learned so stinking much. So I know I'm babbling a lot, but man, guys, that's why I've been absent a little bit, just trying. And then I realized how bad it just exposed even more how bad of a time manager I am. So anyway, there's a lot of silver lining in this situation, and praise God, they're still profitable and pretty good
Yeah.
profit. So glory. So,
Mhm.
good journey.
Yeah. Amen. That's awesome. And how's the new addition to the
Oh
family?
man, oh yeah, that's the ultimate win. So 2 weeks ago, Elsie, my little Elsie shows up. She looks like a little baby. She's 8 months and only weighs 12 pounds. She's like a
Ooh,
chunky 12 pound, 8 month
okay.
old. If that makes sense. And
Mhm.
and
Okay.
her eyes are just like these huge eyes. And She looks like a real life baby doll. We're absolutely in love, man. And I'm just like, wow, she's just the sweetest little thing, man.
Yeah. Now, is
That's-
this your fifth adoption?
yeah, fifth adoption. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great, man.
That
It's
is
it's
fantastic.
it's not been easy, but it's also been amazing. Like, you get busy, guys, and we're like, oh, I gotta get more work, blah, blah, blah. And you stop, you turn around, you look down, and there are two little babies sitting on the beanbag and watch TV, and you're just like, this is the most precious thing I've ever seen. It's worth it all.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Fantastic, Dustin. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Josh, what is one thing we could brainstorm for you such that would help you to double your business faster?
You had talked to me, Steve, about hiring an admin first. So I started mulling around that idea, and I think that probably will be the way I go, is looking to hire an admin. And I think I want to do it sooner rather than later, mostly so they can be trained for the summer, because I think the summer is when it'll be more necessary and it'll be more important to have them. So I'd like to get them started, get them through orientation and through training, and feel like I'm confident in them being able to help me. So a couple of questions. This is a twofold question. One, because in my mind, I have an idea of what an admin does. My wife was an admin for a long time. She worked as an admin for a pastor. And I was telling her what I think the admin position would be. It was like, they could do this and this, and there's so many things that they can do. I didn't even think about all that stuff. But what would you say what would be some helpful ideas for what admins, how to get the most out of an admin?
Great question. So here is how to get the most out of an admin when you're hiring your first one. First, when you post the ad, let them know that it's part-time starting out. Okay, because it's not going to be, depending on the stage you're in business, it's probably not going to be full-time work. So start off with part-time. What do we have them do for part-time? Good question. First thing you do is, for at least 3 days, write down every task that you do, especially the small ones that don't feel like a task, because those help reinforce the habit of writing down the task. Write down everything you do for 3 days. Return email, return text, return phone call, proposal, drop off proposal, work order, deliver materials, pick up materials, whatever, any and every little and large task. Track them for 3 days. After you track every task for 3 days, now go through these and say, okay, what can you delegate? And some of them are going to be phone calls, fielding the phone calls. So the first thing you do is you hand off the phone. And a lot of times, what this means is you get a new phone number for yourself. If your cell phone is your business number, the first step is get a new cell phone, and you hand off that number to your admin assistant, and they start fielding all the calls. And that's step number one. That's a big one. You want that boundary there. They start fielding the calls and help booking estimates for you. And then everything you can delegate from your list. And really what it should come down to is everything except sales, marketing, and networking, and then some training.
Yeah.
Everything else you delegate. But the big one's the phone to get her started, and then short the process for booking estimates.
One of the other things I'd thought about is maybe some social media management, just like posting different things, like having a Google Drive that has some photos, that has content, and then having them post things, or
okay. Yeah, good question. Here's what you want to do there. You post it, but give her access to your social and ask her to respond to all the engagement in the comments. Okay, because you're going to have all the ideas. You're going to be driving around going, "Oh, that's engaging." Nobody's really going to know what to post or how to engage better than us. So you post the thing, but have her engage and respond to all the comments to keep that algorithm going. All right. And again, I highly recommend you use your personal profile. Okay. Business profiles don't get near the engagement. Personal does. Plus, we want to engage with people, with Josh. We don't want to engage with his business, whoever is the face hiding behind the logo, right? We want to engage with Josh. So if you notice with Brent Painting, I never used the business page. DYB Coach, the only time anything's ever posted that page is when somebody on our team is going above and beyond, and they post there anyway. It's not us posting on the business page. I use my personal for everything because business is personal. It is all about relationships. And so leverage that one because it is personal and you get all the algorithm juice there. Then just give her access. Like April has access to mine and my assistant. I've got an assistant who has access to mine. Now I do most of the engaging. All right. But there are times they post for me. But you want to post and then train her how to engage. Just simple engagements. You want to comment something, anything to help get the algorithms going.
All right. So twofold part of the question. So I
Mhm.
had asked about hiring family. So I have a sister-in-law who lives in Midland, and she had talked about potentially wanting to, I think she's starting to get to the point where she has more free time. So she had asked about it, and I think she'd be really good at it. And we had talked about what it would potentially look like, and part of the process, if we were to potentially go down that road, would be to set expectations of this is a job, and I will be your boss, and I will be treating you like another employee. I talked to my father-in-law about it too, because he owns a nonprofit, and he's very reluctant to hire family members. But recently he hired his son, not directly under him, but he said one of the things, if you do go down this, is to talk to my brother-in-law as well and all that. But like talking to her and being like, if I have to fire you, if this would affect our relationship at all, because I have to fire you because of whatever, then
Yeah.
I don't want you to take the position. But all that being
Yeah.
said, do you think it's 100% don't do it? That's a bad idea. Do you
Yeah.
think there are some
Okay.
benefits to potentially having? Yeah.
There are some rare cases where it works, but it's like drinking and driving. The risk is so high that when it doesn't work out, it's bad. It's bad. Okay. So it's a hard no because it's not worth it. When we want a job, hopes are high and we don't see the downside. We say, oh, it'll be fine. It'll all work out. For the same reason, we call our team all stars, not family, because you can't fire family. Okay. They're team players. Our team players, we look for all stars. We never refer to our team as family because you can't fire family. Because when you do hire and fire family, it strains relationships, it strains the family. Very rarely does it work out. Very few cases. Again, it's risky, like drinking and driving. Very dangerous. So sometimes guys may get along or whoever, but the risk is so high, it's not worth taking a chance. Unless you're willing to only hire this person if you are willing to sever the relationship if it doesn't work out, which is
Probably no.
high. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do not recommend it. Hard no, not worth it. Ask me how I know. I have family members that I've hired in the past, and it did not work. I had cousins I tried to help. I had an aunt I tried to help, and no, it was not good. And as well as many others that I've worked with, I just went ahead and did it anyway. So no, it's not a good idea. It's not a wise play, unfortunately.
That's helpful.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's probably not the news you wanted to hear, but we care about your
No,
future and we want you to.
Yeah, I think I'm not like saddened by the idea of
Mhm.
that not being possibility,
Mhm.
but it was like particularly exciting. I think there is like an excitement. Oh, I get to work with family. That sounds great. I think that could be rose-colored glasses. So I think
Mhm.
it's helpful for
It
someone to take the rose-colored glasses off.
It is, yeah, it is because the relationship dynamic is different with family. We're family. Yeah, it's like friends come up and they want a deal for me because you're friends. And I would say, I'm the one trying to get a business rolling because we're friends. You should offer to pay me more because we're friends. What do you mean I should give you a deal because we're friends? So
Right.
there are dynamics there that come into play that just aren't healthy for a successful business. So if you care about your family and you love them, don't hire them.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Alex, how can we help you double your business faster?
Okay, thank you. Things are running bit smoothly right now. It's on a more like a question, I will say. I was, as you all know me, I'm little techie crazy, right? Looking for things on the tech side just to make it more efficient. But I have this software, Workglue, which is project management, time tracking, the light CRM, and he helped me to do job costing as well. I started doubting to continue working with them because they lack of connection or with other applications. So it's like and it's a starting process and it's not very developed. And I think maybe the team is small on the tech side support. So yesterday we received a bad news that co-founder the really head of the software, the brain and everything, he unfortunately passed suddenly, and seems like they're now were prepared for something like this happen at this time. So they're like asking for patience, and maybe while they're trying to put a team together that will fill that position. So my question comes to say, okay, I need to get these services all together or working. And if I was already looking for an opportunity to get another software, maybe I was looking into the CRM. I know that you guys in the past recommend Pipeline CRM. And now lately I've been hearing a lot of Monday. So I was just like, what's the difference between of them? Which one will be best for growing and substantial
Yeah.
growth?
Okay, good question. Sorry to hear about the current situation. So what I did is I went ahead and posted the DYB tech stack automation flowchart in your mastermind chat just now. So I'm going to talk about some of this. It may seem overwhelming, not to worry. You can see the whole flowchart diagram later on, right? And look it all over. Now, excuse me, for a CRM, we do talk about Monday, but Monday is the project manager. Okay. The CRM is usually in the estimating app. Now we recommend Drip Jobs, and they have a CRM within Drip Jobs. Okay. If you use Drip Jobs, let me know. I'll send you a link. You can, if you haven't checked it out yet, you can get a 75-day free trial with my link. It's the biggest free trial available out there. And then Monday is your project manager. Okay. So from Drip Jobs, everything zaps into Monday and gets the work orders get set up in there. And we've got the whole flow chart here, like without going too deep into it, and everything just zaps, bango, bongo. And these are our favorite programs. They're the best ones. And I've never cared for an all-in-one program because different businesses have different needs at different times. And you want to make sure when one time app isn't efficient, you can swap it out, swap that piece out for another one and still stay efficient, right? Project managers swap it out, like we swapped out Basecamp 2 for Monday. Right. And then same thing for the apps. There were other estimating apps in the past that we'd recommend, but then Drip Jobs came along. We're like, okay, this one's much better for everybody. So it's important to stay nimble. And that's why we recommend these. And then with Zapier, you can just connect them all. And if you need help connecting them, April's team does that at a very reasonable fee for you as well.
Okay, thank you. I'm on the test already for Drip Jobs, and I'm using our DYB deal. So I'm good with that. Thank you. Thank you. So right now I'm studying it, and that's one of the things that I many times from the past, and I'm glad that you're here. And Josh, I think he uses Drip Jobs. My only question, I already passed this to them, to the team, and it's only like this system is super automated that it takes like self-control, and I'm not able to stop or skip the drips. So that was a little idea that I gave them already. But my second thing is, do I need to use the productions that they have? And I think when they launch job costing, that also be an add-on. So add-on, it's going to be adding more to the price. Do I need these features, or it's better just to run it simple?
Okay, good question.
If I choose to continue with them.
If you choose to continue, highly recommend going with the production rate. I think it is an upgrade, but for what it provides for you, it's nominal. The fee, it might be an extra $100, but when we're building $1 million business and we're able to not just estimate off production rates, but when you get to 1.2, 1.5, you want to be able to hand that position off to the next salesman. And if we're not using production rates, you're not going to hand it off. And you're going to get comfortable in just guessing off, estimating off intuition, which we can't really train. It takes 5-10 years to learn intuition, right? A lot of guys get stuck in this. I've got some guys right now, they're 2 million right now, and they're stuck trying to bring on another salesperson because they're so good at intuition and so good at sales that they didn't build it through production rates.
Okay.
You must do this through production rates so that you can hand it off later on.
Okay. Thank you.
And job costing is always worth it. 100%. After every job, you should do a review.
Yeah.
And job cost. So the simplest way we can get that report is worth its weight in gold, because that's one of the most important reports: job costing and then P&Ls.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
Yeah.
And then I've got a link for you with Monday too, if you wanted to check out Monday.
Yes, I will for sure. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Right on.
To give some input on that as well. So I use drip jobs, and you can, I think you said something about turning off the drips. You should be able to turn off the drips if you don't like them. You should have full control of when they drip. Like you can, because I think if you don't mess with anything, it's like after the first day, after the third day, sixth day, and then so on. You can change that to whatever you want. You can have it go 2 days after. You should have some setting in there where you can change that. And what actually drips, like the messages that drip, it's all customizable. Also, I don't use the production rates currently, but I have my own Excel sheet that has all my production rates. It's like it pretty much plugs in measurements and tells me what the labor cost is through production rates. So you don't have to use it, but if I didn't have that, I'd probably use the drip jobs one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. And then Dustin, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I just piggyback off of Josh. I use drip jobs as well, and then they released the production rates as he said recently, and which is super helpful because you can pretty much tweak that. Because obviously there's a little Steve, there's a little kind of a little tweakage between companies of production. Some guys are rock stars, some are not. So you had that production rate that's worked out the average, and you can plug all that your hourly sell rate. Steve taught me in the estimating class. That's huge, and I never even thought about an hourly sell rate. I was like, oh, how much is it going to cost you? Now to mark out 30%. That's cool. And then off you go. And now that you're doing that premium high end work, you won't get that premium sell rate. Anyway, to sell that drip jobs is, I don't know what I would do without it at this point in my life. And then I'm going to train someone, to Steve's point, this production rate's already loaded. So now I can really just teach them how to plug and play, right? And plug those numbers because everything's attached to that quote and drip job. So it really takes a lot of that manual labor and streamline your process. So I would definitely lean into drip jobs for sure. I don't have any project management software yet personally, just because I'm still in that like a transitional growth mode. I just have a few guys, in a couple sub crews. So I'm still kind of small-ish, but I'm getting to that point where I'm gonna have to start looking at Monday or something like that.
Yeah, Dustin, I sooner than later, because if you don't learn it and get it now, when double the crew, double the busyness, it's going to feel 4 times heavier.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now's the time you want to get it rolling.
Okay. All righty. Fine.
You can get the free version, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's true. I
Yes.
can always get light and go heavy when things get heavy. So
That's it. Yep. Speaking of Dustin, you're up, buddy. How can we help you to double your business faster?
yeah, I think one kind of organically popped up with the project management because I'm finding myself having to intervene a lot, even with just little questions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like work orders aren't enough. That's just like, hey, here's what we're doing. But actually have an actual project management system. I really need to get that set up. So that's probably the first action item that just organically came up is I need to look into that like now. And then the other thing is, man, I'm in this weird spot of like when that guy, his wife picked him up in the middle of the night. I was like, oh my gosh, I need help now. And then I started talking to some people. That guy ended up coming back. He ended up apologizing. I'm not gonna get into it. He's back, awkwardly back. But I'm trying to figure out how I can get, I'm like, I need more help, but I need more help in moments. It's not like I need more help. I don't know what I would do with 2 more painters or 1 more painter right now to keep them consistently busy. If that makes sense. I'm in this transition spot where I'm about to hit the next gear, but I feel like that's coming soon. I'm not sure when. And I know I'm going to need more help, but if I get more help now and I don't have the work to support, I don't know what to do with myself. And I'm squeezing all the production I can on my guys I have now. They're doing it excellent, but they're getting worn thin. So man, I need to grow my team, but I'm afraid if I do it too fast, it's going to be slow. And I don't know, man, I'm all jacked up right now on Mountain Dew.
That's awesome. So here's what we do. You ready? The question is, when do we hire? When do we hire? And how do we grow? When do we hire? So the answer is yes. We lean into both. If we want growth, we lean into both. Is it stressful? Yeah. Is there some anxiety? Yes. It's part of growth. And so it's leaning in, and we lean left to hire, then we lean right, more leads. Then we lean left, we lean in left to hire some more guys, and then we lean in right for more leads. And so it's both. And it's never a stop. It's just back and forth. Keep going. But the key is like a skier going downhill. You just keep leaning right, left, lean left to hire more, lean right, more leads. And the more you lean in, the faster you grow. All right, can you grow too fast? It all comes down to production and product. Okay, so if you have more customers than painters, then you hire more painters. If you have more painters than customers, then get more customers. But the key is you keep leaning into both. You keep leaning into both. You just lean left, then you lean right, and that's how you grow.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I feel like I've been leaning towards the customers with all the reaction and I get a lot of word of mouth. I got a lot of repeat customers with contractors, and I'm like, I keep leaning, but I'm like neglecting the other side. Like, I need to really cause there's some good people, painters call me going, "Hey, are you hiring?" I think so. Oh, you want to talk? Let's get to know each other. They're like, "Bro, I don't got time to wait on you." You know what I'm saying? Are you hiring or not? You know?
Yeah, sounds like it's time for coaching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you there,
Yes.
buddy.
That's why I emailed you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Right on. Yeah, it's perfect time. So glad to hear that. It's a great inflection point for you, and we'll make sure it inflects in the right direction. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. This is stuff was hard sometimes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. And it's harder when we don't know because we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Look, man, here and look, this is a mastermind. We're a group of, I consider you guys trusted confidants of mine. But and I still, despite all I'm struggling with this, I feel incredibly blessed. I don't want to think you guys hear me complain. I hate it when I'm not good at something and my OCD and ADHD kicks in and I try to be this perfection. I'm like, look, action trumps perfection. I just need to take the action and but do it with some good coaching and calculation. So anyway, I'll shut up.
I think it's OCG. I believe it's a gift versus OCD.
It's a good way to.
I'll take that.
Right on. Yeah, this is great. These are good problems that you're having too, Dustin. These are the kind of problems we want to have because
Amen.
these are growth problems.
Amen. Yeah.
So that's awesome. Okay, right on.
I have another win.
Please.
Could share that I thought about along the way. I've been getting lots of reviews. I feel like my reviews have been off the chain. I think at the beginning of the year, I had 50. I think I was at 49. I hadn't gotten to 50 by the end of the year. And now I'm at 63. And like in the last couple of weeks, it seems like almost every customer I've had has been given 5-star reviews and has been like really happy with the experience. And I don't know, I think that's like a good sign also, where it seems like more people are willing to go on there and review. It's almost, I think the last 4 or 5 customers I've had have put a review on there. So
that's fantastic. Yeah, that is fantastic. Okay.
That's
way to
awesome.
go.
Yeah, that's killer, man. I realized ask not, want not. And so I'm like, I always just, hey, I'll say, do you feel like this is a 5-star type? They're like, oh, absolutely. Okay, so let me see your phone. Let's do this right here. She's, oh yeah, of course I'll do it.
That's awesome. Right on. Way to lead them to it.
yeah, my buddy he's a really good salesman. He told me that's the way you should do it. Is here, let me show you here. And
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I don't feel the courage to do that. But
oh yeah, I have no shame.
Go ahead, Steve.
I was just gonna have fun with it. Like Dustin's saying, no shame, have fun with it. And just remember, you're already at no. You can't get any more no than what you are. You know, you're already there. You can't get any more no than what you are. That's awesome. Way to crank them in. And hopefully the video testimonials are coming in as well. Those are super powerful, right? To do that. Alex, how about you? Anything else on your end?
No, I'm just just thinking more of I will go into Monday on this one. Well, question will be, does Monday also do like team communication or not? What
so
Monday do? What do I expect when getting Monday?
All right, good news. I have a video walking through step by step in the cafe. And it's a 2-part video. And to Dustin's point of Mountain Dew, I was caffeinated. Okay, so I feel like, whoa, see, you're on fire. Oh, I was caffeinated. And I'm like, that was a fun video. I'm like, that was a lot of caffeine. So that presentation, I brought Seth on with me because he was one of the first guys that I onboarded and was a case study for Monday. And so what I did was I had Seth walk you through the first half, showing you how he set up his board. And then the second app, I walk you through step by step how to set up yours and everything that it can do.
On DYB?
Yes, in the cafe. Yep, DYBcafe.com.
Okay, awesome. I didn't see that, but I'll definitely look into it.
Same.
Yep, you can use the search bar. Just punch in Monday. It should pop up.
Okay, great.
All the online courses.
It's a pretty intuitive software as well. You could mess around with it for an hour or two and get the hang of it. It's pretty pretty easy to use, pretty easy to navigate. There was a couple tricks that I had to figure out. Steve helped me with, but for the most part, it's pretty simple to get up and running.
Yeah, so I have no fear.
Okay.
And then, one caution. Monday has a lot of shiny objects, okay? Dustin, please hear this.
You know me. You know how I am. I'm like a
It has a
fish.
lot of shiny objects, okay? And they offer, hey, use this CRM board, use this board. No, please just build the one board that I show you guys. Build that one first, get efficient in that one, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. So put blinders on, ignore all those shiny boards. Okay. They look cool, they look sexy, but ignore all those. Yeah. And just stick with the job board that I show you.
UX UI. There's UX UI is important for a reason, because for guys like
Yes, sir.
me. Yeah.
Good deal. Dustin, how about you? Anything else on your end?
No, I can get with you one-on-one and just go a little deeper.
Let's do it.
I don't need a general doctor. I need a specialist.
Yeah.
I need
Okay. Right on.
I can see my heart doctor, Steve. Check out the old valves and see what we can do right here. Yeah.
Right on, buddy. All
Are
right.
you guys, are you talking about the one-on-one coaching?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm about to mortgage my house so I can get Steve. I'm just kidding. Steve is very reasonable. Very reasonable. Just FYI.
I started with that. It's good.
Awesome.
Recommended.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that.
Also, are you holding brass knuckles?
Thank you, Alex.
Me? Oh no, it's my kid's bracelet. Sorry, no. I want to. I want to. My
He's
kid, I
thinking
got
about
two
accounts
preteen girls,
receivable.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh,
All
Lord
right,
help me.
gentlemen, let's roll out of here so we can all get back to takeaways. Josh, would you lead the way, please?
Probably the biggest thing and maybe the biggest warning sign that I got was not hiring family. And I think that kind of pushed through. And I appreciate that, Steve. I feel like that was the warning that I needed to say, oh, yeah, I shouldn't do that. Yeah, that's a big takeaway.
There you go. Right on. So glad to hear that. Let them know. Say, listen, fortunately, we told you or whatever, but you have a new policy. Just don't hire family because you love your family. You don't ever want to compromise those relationships because you care about them so much.
Yeah.
Good deal. All right. Thank you, Josh. Alex?
Takeaway, just diving into Monday, get the all square up and dive deeper into it and just stick to it. It's just grow simple. I'll take also your advice on put the horse eye, the side
The
blinds,
blinders.
and yes, and just stick to that because I'm just like Dustin. I'll say maybe just we're always looking for something that might make our life easier. We think, but nothing will have the magic to do it if I don't work on it. So that's like more my takeaway. Just work with what we have before moving to the next one. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, right on. That's it. Thank you, Alex. And Dustin,
Thank
close
you.
us out with your takeaways, please.
Yeah. Two, obviously the project management thing. I just didn't realize how unprepared I was for growth. That's a big one, obviously. Okay. Which you don't manage is not, or measure is not managed, and vice versa. And two, I just might really just being here again, how helpful it is to manage my time so I can make, like, mastermind with you guys is like, it needs to be a rock in my schedule. It needs to be a rock in my schedule. And then just realizing I need more help as far as coaching goes. And just, you think you got it, like, yeah, all right, we're busy, man. We got it going on. And then things happen and you're like, oh my gosh, how do I even deal with this? I was a little bit more preemptive and proactive and not so reactive. When I worked at Sherwin-Williams as a rep, that was one thing they preached all the time was stop being so reactive because your territory is going to manage you. Guess what? In business, it's no different, right? It's you're running a business, but now for yourself, obviously, I can't let this thing run me. Like if things happen, I don't know what to do other than just respond and react to it. Anyway, it's hard to even say it, but after all these years, but it's still a struggle for me.
And thank you, guys. I want to encourage you to continue. Dream big, hustle smarter. You've got this. Have a great day.
God bless you
Thank
guys.
you.
See you dudes.
You too.